Hey, what's up, guys? No, I'm just practicing some of my stuff today. Welcome back, Elsa. What's up, guys? Whew. Nice skills. Hello. Hey, mate. That's a sound to garn. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? Ooh, energy's a little low. I need some coffee. How's everybody doing? Hi, Elsa. Welcome back. Cool, you can hear me okay. Okay, cool. Let's see. Nice skills. Loud and clear. I need coffee too. Hey, mate, stick around, this brother. Yes. I just didn't feel like talking when I play because I get distracted. Man, coffee. Oh. How's everybody doing today? I like your hair, bro. Well, thank you. Hello, welcome back to the chat. Flower. You like my hair? What do you like about my hair? Loud and clear. All right, guys. This is your chance to talk to me, play a little bit of piano. What is on your guys' mind today? What is going on your mind today? Can you see me? I don't think I can see you. It has been a long day so far, guys, and I've got a lot more work to do. But I'm taking a break to go live to talk to you guys. You said I asked a question. Smart guy, hello. I like your hair. My hair started falling out, so I think I pay more attention now. It's a nice cut, thank you. I keep it short on the sides. I use castor oil on my hair, if anybody's curious. I am from the United States. I am from Georgia, the Southeast. ¿Tú no hablas algunos español? ¿Tú hablas español? Just finished grabbing a cup myself. I'm just waking up. Hope your day doesn't feel so long and hopefully it doesn't feel like work. Oh, guys, I'm doing contracts for my business and it's very frustrating. I'm having to send out a bunch of contracts. So it's something I don't like doing. So I'm procrastinating. Let's take a poll. Should I continue to procrastinate and talk to you? Or should I go back into my office and get work done? I need a poll. What should I do, guys? I don't know English fluently. Go to a separate window. What you got to do, he said, please go back to work. Well, my office is over there. So now I'm going to get back into it. I need to take a break. I need to stop staring at the computer. So I stopped staring at my computer screen to come stare at my phone screen. Elsa, it will get done. What push for? Yeah, well, I like to take spurts. So I'll do my business for about an hour, go really hard for an hour, get as much as I can done. And then after that hour is done, then I'll take a break, go an hour hard. Bro's got the wife beater, nice, mode deluxe. Well, this is a shirt from my local gym. The owner gave it to me. He sponsors me as one of their athletes. So he gives me a free membership. So I wear his gear when I go on stream. Shout out to Inferno Fitness in Macon, Georgia. I love that gym. As a natural athlete, I love it. I'm on the East Coast. Hello, what's up, brother? Mbioso, bro. Well, guys, would you prefer me not to wear a tank top? I like to kind of show the tats a bit. A lot of guys on here seem to like my tattoos. So these are my tattoos. And you gotta remember, guys, I'm almost 40 years old. So I'm not in my 20s, I'm almost 40 years old. Shout out down below. Do I look okay for almost 40? Shout out. Still got my hair. Getting older, guys. 1, 2, 3, bro. Ja. I'm on the East Coast. Not too bad. You enter shoot my English. Sunrise, you ain't do. Contracts, worked as an independent crap for a bit. There's nothing I miss about that. Okay, Scully beef, yeah. Nothing sweeter than a Georgia peach. Nothing sweeter than a Georgia peach. I do love a Georgia peach. That's funny. Yes, Scully teeth. It's kind of like I'm building an insurance business out here, so I'm doing independent Medicare and final expenses, so blah, 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 blah. I'm putting all the portals and all the contracting and sending it out and waiting through emails, and I have about 14 different profiles with 14 different passwords, and it's all blah, 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 blah. So, love the tattoos. I have 33 myself. Wow. Jason, you have 33 tattoos? That's a lot. American Dream. I am just taking a break. I was playing some piano earlier. And so if you're new to my channel, I go live from time to time. I'm only going to go live for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to get back to my contracting and I'll come back up. I'm trying to get as many likes and as many views as I can in 30 minutes. So I am also German. I am German and Viking. I have German heritage, I do. I'm half German. I'm from an Anglo-Saxon drive near Sweden. Shout out Jonathan, bro. Cheers, happy Friday. Alyssa Remedies, happy Friday. VAD? What's VAD? Sun's coming out. You also got to forgive me. I've had almost no carbs for the last 2 days. So, no carbohydrates for the last 2 days, trying to get leaner. Shout out in the camera. Am I looking okay? Ooh, cutting back on my carbs. So, if you're new to the channel, this is what I go over. I go over business, mindset. Sometimes I want to oil you up. Oh boy. Well, no P. Diddy parties over here. Nah. Now listen, man. Do you like to run? I do not like to run. I used to run a lot, but I found when I run a lot, I burn. I know you're not. I do cardio, but I don't run anymore. I used to be in the military, so I used to run a lot, but I found it's easier for me to hold muscle when I don't run. I still do cardio, but I don't like to run. Begla Lucia near Mijid. Ha ha ha. But I do weightlifting where I keep my heart rate really high. So I feel like cardiovascular wise, I'm in decent shape. But I really don't like running anymore. I really don't. Swim. Yeah, swimming's a great. What's this? I have a gigantic pimple under. I'm going to show that. Guys, everybody tell Name, it's okay. Name has a gigantic pimple under his right man boob. May your man boob rest in peace. Yeah, but I'm low carbing it for a few days, so I'm going, that is, but getting back to the channel, so I took a poll, if you look at my post, and one of the young men that come into my channel said he wanted to talk about depression and mindset. So do any of you, simple, okay, what is this one? Please read my chat. Alyssa Remedies. Yeah, Alyssa, that was kind of gross. She put a gross face. Well, okay, we'll move on from that. But I talk, so here's the thing. I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, but these are the subjects. And if you can, put a poll down here. I can't put a poll from my phone, can I? Community filters. No, I'm not on my computer. But what I want to discuss with you guys is sobriety. That's something that I'm really big on. I used to drink and smoke and do a lot of recreational drugs. So it's something I became sober. I like to talk to you guys about that. How to build a business. What is it like to be a business owner? Mindset, setting goals, some of that stuff. So weed or cigarettes? I used to do both. Now I don't do either. I used to smoke a lot back in the day. Thanks for the recognition for my gigantic pimple. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Are you single? I am. I am single by choice. Because I'm building a business, I don't really have time for a lot of relationships. I barely have enough time for the relationships with my family. So, how do you stop drinking? Is it really 2 weeks to get through the worst? 20 years drinking heavy? Well, here's the thing. That's a great question. You're very welcome. Liam BWFC. I'm going to call you Liam. Why not both? Know this weed smoker opened up a towing business called Camel Towing. He's been loving his life for the past 15 years. Well, there you go. If he really opened up a business called Camel Towing, that's very funny and that's brilliant marketing. Okay, so yeah, Liam, I'll tell you for real, definitely straight, not gay. Not gay, not bi, love women. So Liam, if you want to stop drinking, I'll tell you what I did, okay? Heavy alcoholic, I'll just stop drinking. I'm a heavy at the moment, okay? So because I went through sobriety and I figured out how to quit. I mean, guys, I used to drink and I used to smoke. I used to smoke and drink like a chimney. And I used to drown myself. I used recreational drugs and legal drugs, right? As well as some that are illegal, right? I used that to numb my own emotions. And I did that because I couldn't face reality. So how did I get through that? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you how you do it. You never stop being an addict, okay? You never stop. What you have to do is, instead of drinking, when you feel like you want to drink, you have to not say, I'm not going to drink. Instead, you need to say, what can I do, right? Right. What can I do? Hi, Izzy TV. What can I do instead of drinking and become addicted to that? What I realized is anyone who was ever in a sobriety program, when they said, I'm not going to drink, I'm just going to go cold turkey, they didn't really seem to do it very well. So it's kind of like this. Instead of smoking a cigarette, go for a walk or go to the gym. That's what I did. I started going to the gym. When I wanted to do drugs or do something like that, I said, you know what? No, I'm going to go to the gym. Or, welcome back to the channel, guys. That's what I did. I decided to take my addiction and turn it into a positive output. I have a pull-up bar over here in my living room. I'll show it to you. He said, make it clap. All right. Do what makes you happy, brother. So get you like a pull-up bar. And when you say, I feel like I want to smoke or I want to drink, instead, do a couple pull-ups, right? Then get into nutrition. And what you'll notice is you'll start to feel better. Most people don't realize how bad they feel until they stop doing a lot of destructive activities. And then what happens is you start to feel better. Drink more water. I would do a few lines of Coke, then go to the gym. I would recommend not doing that. Whatever makes you happy. But what you would want to do is, on a serious note, if you replace bad habits with good habits and start doing those over and over again, you will feel better. Well, if Coke makes you happy, then you probably are not facing reality. Think about this. If you're turning to a drug, right? If you're turning to alcohol or cigarettes to make you happy, or marijuana or THC, psilocybin, Oxycontin pills, trust me guys, I had to get sober. Years ago I got sober. I'm telling you, it's the best thing I ever did. You need to, I'm not gonna say you need to, but if you can make reality your drug and let reality be your drug of choice. Do things. Appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, that's my name too, by the way. I'm Coach Chris. So the most important thing is, guys, I have had relatives and friends kill themselves. I've had, a lot of my friends overdose. I've had my uncle killed 3 people, including my other uncle. I've had 9 deaths in my family in the last 2 years. And, I had every reason in the world to do drugs. I went through a divorce where I lost $1.7 million and 2 houses. I had a business partner do bad contracts and take advantage of me. So it's just kind of like, what's up, dear YouTuber? I get high on Coke and always lose my Pop-Tart. Today's social media generation unemployed. Well, I work from the home. So I am actually a business owner. So because I own my own business, I'm on my own schedule. I do YouTube videos for 30 to 45 minutes in between, because every time I go live, I'm becoming more viral. Not to say that I'm not, but this week I got another 150 subscribers. We're almost at 1 million views. Should men wear thongs? Depends. Good for you, man, keeping at it. Hey, Moomin, so I come live on these channels to help young entrepreneurs. I was in the Navy for 10 years, and I went to war in Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom. And when I got out of the Navy, I had PTSD, so I really struggled with drug use. After 10 years being in the military, it was really hard for me to accept reality. It was hard for me to be around people who didn't care. It was hard for me to see people who degraded the country when I served with people who had limbs blown off and stuff. And it was really tough. And, in my childhood, I had like a 15-year-old mother. So I grew up homeless for a period of time. I used to get the hell beat out of me, kicked in school. People used to pick on me because I was really skinny. PTSD, exactly, weak genetics. Well, Andrew, you can have your opinion on that. You're probably someone who never actually went to war. So you can listen, so I'm a Barbie in Funky Town. All right. But yeah, that's the whole point of this. There's a difference, like if you've actually experienced trauma, PTSD is real, right? If, I let my story out and I do public speaking. People pay me to come into like churches and stuff. And one of the things that I tell people is this: you're doing something right when people start hating on you, because the people that hate on you, and that's their sole purpose in life, this is what's cool. You're starting to make it when people start hating on you, because in life, it's like electrons and protons and neurons, right? And neutrons, rather. When you are a light and you're very positive, right, you're going to attract darkness to try to pull you down. And the best thing you can do is smile. It's like what Marcus Aurelius once said: death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. Let's see. We love and appreciate you from the UK. Moomin, I appreciate that. I get a lot of views from the UK. Okay. He says, always make it clack, baby. Chris R., thank you for your comment. You're my number one thing in here, so okay. Not only people with PTS usually don't do. Andrew Man 69. I'm going to send you a PSS. Don't know what that means. Well, I mean, you can have your opinion. You don't have to serve in the military to get PTSD. But I'll tell you this. Most people in this world haven't really experienced the true nature of what man is capable of, not from a movie, but in reality. And the way I grew up around a lot of violence. I grew up around a lot of drugs. I saw people, like my uncle was a serial killer, right? He killed my other uncle with a knife who was in a wheelchair. Cold-bloodedly stabbed him 64 times and then killed 2 women, including another guy. And it's kind of like I was growing up around that. So it took me many years to actually learn how to confront those emotions. And one of the biggest things about my channel is this. It's kind of like this. I want to teach anyone who's willing to listen how to become the best versions of themselves, right? That's pretty much what this channel's about. Sometimes I play music. I'll probably go play some piano, right? I've got a piano over there. Sometimes I play music. I'm a business owner. Oh, and guys, every time y'all type in the chat, by the way, within 30 minutes, I've gotten 27 thumbs ups. So that is absolutely amazing. And just so you know, guys, this is my office. So this is where I do my work over here, where I do my contracting. And this is when I was in the Navy. So I was in the Navy for about 10 years. So I was in Operation Enduring Freedom right here. These are the people I went to war with. Got like 57 medals down there, just for what it's worth. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, when I'm telling you something on this channel, unlike a lot of YouTubers that I've seen, I'm actually trying to be as genuine as I can. Right. What I would say is pre-Busmic, USMC, maybe you're telling the truth, maybe you're not, but in my experience, the people who talk like that usually haven't actually done anything in their life. As someone who's been speaking to people for 17 years. You're very welcome. Guys, I'm not an idiot. I know when you guys are being real and when you're not. I just don't care. If you want to come into my chat and help me grow my channel by punching a bunch of random stuff, that's awesome. I don't talk about how many guns I own on this channel. More than one. Nobody with a moral conscience enjoys war. Nobody who actually serves. I mean, there's bad people in the world, but nobody enjoys trying to take power away from another person. If you enjoy that, you're a psychopath. You should have empathy in everything that you do. Are my pronouns USA? That's funny. Well, this is my Boston, basically my tea stain original flag. I seem to be a real tool bag. Oh man, you're just gonna hurt my feelings today, aren't you? Brother, you're gonna have to try a lot harder than that at hurting my feelings. Let's see. All right, looks like the contract just came in. So guys, I'm gonna be on here. Good morning, He-Man. What is up? My pronouns are LGBT. Are you a large galactic battletoad? Large galactic battletoad? Willow, appreciate that. Well, Willow, it's okay. It is what it is. I don't care if people are mean. I'm not trying to control people. One thing I've learned about life is when people are rude and mean, they're just displacing their own emotions onto other people, and I feel sorry for them. That's how I feel. Just your daily reminder, guys. Nobody cares. Work harder. What's up, Samuel? Aussie fan. R.I.P. Aussie. So here's a couple quotes from Lao Tzu. So here you go. If you like a flower, you pick it. If you love a flower, you water it. Knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. Lao Tzu. And here's a good one right here. Friedrich Nietzsche, October 15th to August 25th. That which is done out of love is always beyond good and evil, right? So I think of Friedrich Nietzsche, right? He's got a lot of good quotes. If truth, it says, in truth, there was only one Christian, and he died on a cross, right? It's hard enough to remember my opinions without remember my reasons for them. So it's one of those weird things. Friedrich Nietzsche, we were born on the same day. We were both born on October 15th. So I really like his writing. He really makes me question things. He says, all things are subject to interpretation. Whichever interpretation prevails at a given time is a function of power, not truth. You know, that's a really interesting quote. My writing is so cute. Thanks, man. Well, I'm a big believer because I'm a top producer in one of the companies, and I branched off this year, right? So I'm a big believer in writing everything down. I served in the Navy, brother. I served in the Navy for about 10 years, and this is some of my stuff over here. These are handwritten letters from kids from my home state and all across the country. They wrote me letters, and I've got about 50, 60 of them. Yep, I was in the Navy, never on a ship. And books to read. Guys, this guy is a loser, and we crush fargonists like him. Okay. Whatever you say, brother. Yep. So here's a couple books I recommend. Back to the Basics, the Nikola Tesla Coil, Making Sense of God. That's a good one. How to Program a Robot, Worst Case Scenario. Here's a really good book if you want to learn how to make money. How to Make Money in Stocks. And Nikola Tesla's coil notes. Colorado Springs. These are all his notes to build a coil. Yeah. Bobby, you served for 6 years? Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, probably going to play some piano really quick. A dude, my dad. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Brother, one thing I've learned about people is this. The louder they speak, it's kind of like the dog that just barks a lot. The dog that keeps barking usually has no bite. Said, oh, Bobby, you also served for 6 years? Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. Bro, I'm waiting. Imagine waking up to this dude would make my day. JT, drug addict and unsuccessful in life. I'm still in San Diego after my commitment and made a phenomenal life for myself. Home in Carlsbad and beautiful career, unlike needle steroid boy. Oh, okay. Whatever you say, brother. That was excellent. Thanks, Chan. Well done, sir. You are a creator. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think in life, every day we should do something creative. If you want to know how I live my life, I like to physically exhaust myself, read every day, create something with music, or use your hands, right? Calloused hands, okay? I do a lot of physical activity. Why do people hate? Just see it. I'll tell you why people hate. People hate because they have self-imposed limitations on their self and they're not happy. So what they do is they displace their own insecurities to other people, right? That's what they do. That's human nature. So when you find, I love it when people come in here and hate on me, because everybody that hates on me and all these comments, all it does is make me monetized on YouTube. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. He liked to take oxy to remember he's less than honorable separated. PRBEU is, hey, whatever you say, brother. Could never be me. God is good. All right. Yeah, by the way, keep trying, USMC. Maybe eventually you'll hurt my feelings, but I appreciate all the chats. But you haven't even chatted enough for my top friends. So shout out to the top fans today. We have Chris 6120, Mr. Boss Jr., Forever You, First Class, Bobby. Pre-BUSMC, you're only number 6. So you need to keep doing some hateful comments and then maybe you can get a top 3 fan. Do I take requests? I actually am self-taught on piano. I actually taught myself back before I got sober. I was homeless. And when I was homeless, I got a keyboard and I just started playing scales, you know? I started hating. Oh, okay. Yeah, brother. Whatever you say. Jesus Christ loves you all, wants a personal relationship with you. Is Aussie fan still in here? I have one from Aussie. That's fair. Is that what you recommend for someone new? No, here, since we're on a music theory question, hey, Chan, what we're gonna do is, let me see the channel activity. All right. Give me 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. 1 second, guys. There we go. All right. So, rest in peace, Ozzy. Okay, so some of the negative chat, I got rid of a couple people because they were just whatever. Oh, there we go. Do. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. So, like I said, guys, I bought a keyboard a while ago, but it broke. I was learning. So yeah, this is what I would recommend, okay? If you're just starting, I would get something like a circle of fifths, right? Learn the circle of fifths, right? And learn scales. Learn your major scales. And if you want to write something down, learn the number system. So for example, I'll show you guys something, right? So this is where I would start. I am deleting some people's comments because I don't mind if people are negative, but when people are super negative and they're writing on the channel, I can't read the feed. And if someone's I'm trying to look at and engage with everybody, but if someone's really negative and I give them a few warnings, I just report their profile and knock them off. Especially when I look at their channel and I see their activity. Yeah. All right. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. See you next time, brother. Yeah, I don't put users in timeout. I actually report their profiles. If you haven't been to my chats before, what the thing is, I have a lot of young men and I have a lot of young women that come in here. Yeah, I do have moderators. None of them are here right now. What's up, Joshy boy? None of my moderators are active, but I have about 7 moderators that come in at different times across the world. Because I only started going really live about a few months ago. And I've done like 1,100 videos, all from stocks to business to entrepreneurship. But I've been growing on that. So yeah, I want this environment to be where it's about becoming the best version of yourself. We talk about sobriety, getting through drug use, which is something I used to do when I was younger. Yeah, welcome back, Josiah. And I want to talk about music theory, how to build a business, and I want to give a positive attitude to you guys. That's kind of like what we talk about. Yeah, I'm really not big into the hate speech and slurs. And it's because, I have like a couple 12 and 9-year-olds that come into this channel, and I prefer that trolls don't come in here and affect them. If all possible, I'd like for people to actually pretend like your mom's in the room, right? And be respectful. And I'm from the South, so we try to be respectful because that's the way we're raised, right? Back in the day, I drank a lot of alcohol. I did a lot of marijuana. I smoked cartridges, did a lot of cigarettes, and I did a couple recreational drugs. And I'm not saying to do that. Oh, Alyssa Remedies, we'll talk about that. So I used a lot of drugs to escape reality because there was a time in my life where I didn't love myself very much because of the way I was raised. I was raised in a very, not stable home. So what I did was I really had to work hard. I became sober. Well, sure, but I think that I don't think people should smoke weed, brother. I consider it a drug. Maybe I'm wrong. That's my opinion. My brother and I have people in the business and they sell Delta 8 and 9. Here's my thing. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm not here to change your opinion. You do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, if you want to be your best version of yourself, don't rely on drugs or anything. Don't do it. You will feel amazing if you do it. That's my opinion. But my opinion isn't law. My opinion isn't law. Do what makes you happy. But if you stop drinking, if you stop smoking, if you dedicate yourself to good habits, then it'll be good. That's what I believe. You got here, so boys, let me ask you something. Sage, you said you recently quit smoking weed, okay? How has your life changed since you did that? He said cocaine made me a father. Oh, that's funny. I enjoy a good joke. If that's true, that's funny. Interestingly enough, cocaine is a constrictor. So it causes vasoconstriction versus dilation. So if you want better blood flow, you would want vasodilation, not constriction, just so you know. But put some more questions in here because I can only see so many. I'm actually trying to find ways to better. Hey, boys. Hey, shout out to the boys. Keep coming to my channel, right? Keep Lockheed Martin. So the boys, keep on that path. If you want a good book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Get the book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, or the Audible. Cam Roth, welcome to the channel. What are we doing? I am doing what I like to do in between my business. I have a business over there in my office. I've been doing lives recently. Just to give you the skinny, I teach entrepreneurship, mindset, how to overcome depression, how to get sober, training and nutrition tips, and basically how to be the best version of yourself, right? And that's kind of what this channel focuses on. I want to be the person in your life that wasn't around for me, that I needed when I was in chaos, and hopefully I can be that for you. That's kind of what I try to do, right? So anyone for music theory? So 1564, like the Beatles. So it's C, G, A minor, F. And you can take that in. And that's all based on 1564. Can I play? Cool, you seem awesome, guy. That's quite touching, man. Cam Roth, appreciate that. Yeah, ask questions. Eventually, I'm going to build a community in the future. And when I do that, I'm still going to have like free engagement. But for now, everything is free. So use me while you can. I can play a little bit of Ray Charles. I trust in Jesus, nothing else. I haven't read a book since primary school. Oh man, you need to change that, or at least get an audible. Okay, I like this. I'm practicing discipline and excellence in other areas. I will without a... Yeah, so the boys, James Clear, Atomic Habits. The synopsis of that book is if you do a bunch of bad habits that make you less productive, bad habits stack on top of bad habits. But if you do a bunch of good habits stack on top of good habits and create you better. Bro, I've got brain rot. That's okay. Then get the audible. Get the audible and listen to it. Play the hardest piece you know. Probably the hardest piece that I know is something that I wrote. Most of my piano is not listening to other people, it's creating new music. I'm more composed, but I'm limited because this is just a little thing I do on the side. What is this? But the boys, that's absolutely awesome that you got sober and you're making yourself better. Listen, let me tell you something about life right now. The only thing that matters is that you become a little bit better than you were yesterday. What is this? Oh yeah, I'll play for sure. I'll play a little bit of Ray Charles, and then I'm gonna have to probably get going in about 7 minutes. Something like that. Love from India, that's dope. Appreciate that, man. I'm from England, just came into the chaos happening here in the UK. Yep, we are all descendants. G-Force. England's getting a little bit better though, right? Isn't England getting better? There's a lot of chaos happening in the UK, but I think it's for the better. Yes, I mean, I went to therapy for a while, and they said I have like severe PTSD and all this stuff. I don't really think it's that bad. It's just, I don't know. I think we're all kind of different, you know what I mean? ZZ Tops, learn Still Dre. Shout out to my moderator, ZZ Tops. He's in the house. Maybe something like that. Andrew Man 69. That's actually false. False. Actually, a lot of people from World War I, Vietnam, and World War II were not diagnosed with PTSD or with shell shock. The problem was it went undiagnosed. And a lot of them ended up committing suicide. Right. So, it's just about having a traumatic experience that interferes with the pathways in your brain. And the people who don't believe that it's real, as someone who volunteers and goes talking to veterans in hospitals and people in hospice, I can tell you it's very real. And the sad thing is sometimes the later generation, not the newer ones, but the older guys, they didn't get help and it stuck with them through their life and it affected them. Right. Well, still, if you're in a toxic workplace, the thing is, the way we work in society now, we're social creatures and we're forced to live in a way that's not always conducive to how humans are meant to live. For sure. It's called a negative feedback loop. It's a negative feedback loop. I'm just going to improv now, play some jazz while I talk. ZZ Tops, how are you, sir? So we got something like that. No, it's not. As a doc, so many don't want others to know that they're struggling, they hide it. Okay. Oh, right. So then we got John Legend. little bit of piano. Man, you guys are talking about a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Casper, thank you. All right. Hey, just so you guys know, if you keep arguing with someone, then they're just going to keep talking back to you. Just a piece of advice in life. Don't try to control people. It's out of your control. Let people believe what they want. The worst thing you can do is try to convince an idiot that you're right. I don't know that one. I'm limited to what I can play because I'll tell you what, how about I play you something that I wrote? Yeah, it is. And I usually have moderators that come in and out. Andrew was here for a bit. Life's not real, man. Brother from another mother. Hey, man, how about this one? I wrote this one earlier. I was working on this piece earlier. I don't know where I want to go after D. So the D is the one. So if I put this one here, I could go to E minor. So B would be, so B minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go here to go. So you can add the fifth to it. So I'm just writing it as I'm playing it. Oh, absolutely. Music is between when I got sober, because there was a time where I was suicidal in my life and things got really bad. You can make fun of it if you want. I promise you, if you knew my story, you would understand why. But between staying positive and music in the gym, I was able to get through it. I got it. See, I'm just making this up as I go. that one? That toothpick in your mouth is a real source of inspiration. Oh, appreciate that. It helps ground me, man. I find that if I have a toothpick and I play with it with my tongue or my teeth, it's kind of like a fidget spinner. Makes me stay calm. Lambada, Casper, Just Chris. Hello, could you play a Depeak Mode song for a bit? If I could, I wish I could. I don't even know how to play those, guys. This is where, if I was a good piano player, I would know how to do that. A lot of what I do, guys, a lot of what I do is I sit here and I look at little patterns and I think about my life and my past and everything I've gone through, and sometimes I just talk and play. So little bitty songs. That's kind of what I do. I try to cuss less. Hello from Australia. Compassionately Vegan. Welcome, vegan. Jordan Vega, Fearless Swing. Guys, you don't seem to understand Earth isn't yours to conquer. All right. From Turkey, I'm not trying to conquer Earth. I'm just trying to conquer the day. I'm not trying to conquer Earth, guys. I'm just trying to conquer the day. something like that. So that's an original. Yeah, I'm making it up as I go, guys. I mean, I don't know. A lot of the stuff I make, it's in the key of D, and I'll show you. So I have a little chord chart here, right? So I just look at chords in this little wheel, right? And it kind of gives me an idea of what the first, the fifth, and four is. So if you want to play, the melody is, so da 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 da, and then that's a D. So you're going to go straight down to the 7. So this is the 1, the 7, and the 2, and in the key that's the 5th. So I do that in the right hand, and in the left hand I'm doing a D major, D minor, which is the 6th. So I'm doing the 1st, 6th, 5th. So a 1, 6, 5. And the rest of it, I don't really know what I'm about to do. I'm just trying to feel the music, because the way I play music is like, I see patterns, and it's like, I'll try to play it soft and not go fast. So, yes. I hope you like the ending. The ending was customized. The dinosaurs didn't deserve to die. I should make a soundtrack. I wish I could. I don't even know that song. But I can play you something that's kind of bluesy, like this. Let's try to make it a little twingier. You're very welcome, Jenna. Nightbot. Here's one. I don't learn a lot of songs, but one of the ones that I was playing was Ozzy Osbourne. Mama, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Times have changed, times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home. It seems to be you could have been a better friend to me. Mama, I'm coming home. Maybe something like that. I made that up. Like I said, I'm limited to what I can do. So, but when I find a melody I really like, I like to play it. See, it's the same thing in the left hand. I'm telling you guys. See, this is the melody. It's on the D. It's da da. It's a D scale. The D scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a D scale going backwards. And I just played some. But you put on the left hand, it's dun. So it's basically I'm playing it with one finger. And then when you put them together, you can some do the right hand and some do the left hand. So it's like. Gone by, it seems to be you could have been a better friend to me. guys, on that note, I think I have reached my limit. Guys, we got 51 thumbs ups. That is amazing. Now I need to go do my contracts. A long time ago, supposedly, somebody once told me that if I took piano seriously, my brother, just so you guys know, my brother is a professional drummer and a musical engineer. If you look at No Ghost Clay Whitehead on Instagram, me, I'm someone who likes to play around from time to time, but I'm self-taught and I don't know a lot of songs. But if you guys keep encouraging me, I'll keep coming live. God bless you all, and I will see you next time. Now it's time to go do my contracts, the stuff I cannot stand to do. All right, stay good, guys. Love you all.